Good morning everyone. Welcome to Ojaswat IAS Academy. So we are trying to cover current affairs in the form of MCQs for helping you in the upcoming exam of UPSC Prelims 2020. So today we will discuss the MCQs of 6th May. You can also join us on our Telegram channel where we upload all the PPTs and you can do multiple revision of them. So before starting the video, let's see what are the topics which we are going to discuss today. So here are the 10 topics which we will discuss in the form of MCQs, and please do take a pause when you see questions on the screen, answer it first and then see the explanation part and try to get at least 7 questions correct out of 10. You can also adjust the speed of the video. So let's begin our MCQs with question number 1. So question number 1 is, consider the following statements with reference to minority institutions' rights. Statement first, Article 29 confers rights to minorities to establish educational institutions. Second, the rights to establish educational institutions given to the minority are absolute. So here, statement first and second both are incorrect. So option will be D, none of the above. So recently they are in news because Supreme Court has quashed the petition of minority institutions that demanded to conduct their own medical entrance examination. And it had ruled that minority institutions are equally bound to comply with the conditions imposed under Article 19 Clause 1G and Article 30, where Article 30 of the Indian Constitution upholds the right of the minorities to establish and administer educational institution, and right to administer an institution under Article 30 and 19(1)(g) of the Constitution are not above the law. That means they are not absolute, and so reasonable regulatory measures can be provided without violating such rights available. Where Article 19 Clause 1G provides right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade or businesses to all the citizens. So you have to remember both the articles, both are very important. Now question number 2 is with reference to human challenge trials. We have already discussed this question, so I hope you can answer it correctly. Statement first, it involves intentionally infecting a person with a viral strain and then testing vaccine. Second, the trials does not pose any ethical concern as the volunteer gives his consent. Here statement first is correct, but second is incorrect, so option will be A, that is 1 only. And statement second is incorrect because undertaking such trials for COVID-19, which is potentially deadly and novel disease for even those who are less at risk, have a cause of ethical concern. And human challenge trials are the method which involve intentionally infecting volunteers with a strain, and then controversial testing of new vaccines are done on them. And these type of methods are propagated because the proponent of these methods believe that such trials could save valuable time in developing a COVID-19 vaccine. And such testing would also require significantly less number of people than regular vaccine trials. And as per WHO, such research can appear to be in conflict with the guiding principle of medicine to do no harm. So obviously it contains some ethical concern. Now question number 3 is with reference to Mekong River. Statement first, it is a transboundary river of Southeast Asia originating from China. Second, Mekong River is the longest river in Asia. Statement first is correct and second is incorrect, so option will be A, that is 1 only. And here is the map is given. You can see Mekong River. It is a transboundary river in Southeast Asia and flows from China to Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia and then Vietnam, and it is world's 12th longest river and 7th longest in Asia. Whereas if we talk about Asia's longest river, it is Yangtze River of China. And recently it is news because a study has released by Mekong River Commission, and it has said that 6 dams are being built by China since the commissioning of Nozadu Dam in 2012, which has altered natural flow of the river and caused water shortage for downstream nations. And this study raised concern for India as China has been built dam on river Brahmaputra as well. Now question number 4 is Debang Valley recently in news is located in which of the following states of India? So the correct answer is it is located in Arunachal Pradesh. Option will be B. And the valley is being named after Debang river and it is the least populated district in India, and the valley has unique biodiversity which among other includes Schedule 1 endangered species including the endangered Rufous-necked hornbill. And context is that environmentalists are protesting against the controversial Italian hydroelectric project which is proposed to built in Debang Valley. Although the project along with Debang multi-purpose project have obtained forest clearance last month, but it poses multiple risks to not only the biodiversity of the region but also the indigenous community. And the further concern is that the proposed dam site is a seismically active zone and both projects are reportedly to be constructed on the same limb of the Debang river. Now question number 5 is Hezbollah, recently listed as terrorist organization, is based in which of the following country? So the correct answer is it is situated in Lebanon. Option will be B. So here is the map of Lebanon is given, and Hezbollah is a Shia Islamist political party that is based in Lebanon. And this organization was founded by Iranian effort in 1985 to aggregate Lebanon's Shia group, and it acts as a proxy of Iran for Iran in the ongoing Iran-Israel conflict. And the context is that Germany has recently classified Hezbollah as a terrorist organization. Now question number 6 is recently India was designated as a country of particular concern. So I hope you can answer it correctly. We have already asked this question. Now question number 1 is the USCIRF has designated India as country of particular concern. Second, the report says national government allowed violence against minorities. Third, the USCIRF is a independent bipartisan US federal government commission. Fourth, Pakistan also comes under this list. So here both the given statement, all the given statements actually are correct. So option will be D, all of the above. So here is the map of religious freedom for countries of particular concern in 2019 is given, and we are talking about 2020 report which has added India, Nigeria, Russia, Syria and Vietnam as a country of particular concern. So now total 14 countries comes under country of particular concern. An important thing is that this is the first time in more than 15 years that India has been designated as country of particular concern. That means it is not the first time that India is being considered as a country of particular concern. Now question number 7 is with reference to in situ bioremediation method. First, it is the application of a biological treatment to clean up hazardous compounds. Second, this is often achieved by injecting an organic carbon source. Third, biosparging, one of its forms. As we have to find out incorrect statement, so all the given statements are correct. So option will be D, none of the above. So here are some example of in situ bioremediation and ex situ bioremediation are given, and this topic is very important with the point of view of UPSC. An in situ bioremediation technique focuses on initiating or enhancing the degradation of the contaminants of concern in the subsurface, where biosparging involves injection of air under pressure below the water table to increase groundwater oxygen concentration and to enhance the rate of biological degradation of contaminants by naturally occurring bacteria. Now question number 8 is consider the following statements regarding International Labourers or Workers' Day. Statement first, it is celebrated every year on 5th May. Second, it is an occasion that commemorates the contribution of workers and the historic labour movement. Here statement first is incorrect, second is correct, so option will be B, that is second only. And statement first is incorrect because May 1 is known as May Day and it is called International Workers' Day. And it was decided to do so in the memory of Haymarket Affairs of 1886 in Chicago in USA, in which a peaceful rally is in support of workers led to a violent clash with the police. And in India, May Day was celebrated first on 1st May 1923 after the Labour Kisan Party of Hindustan initiated and Comrade Singra Velar helmed the celebration. Now question number 9 is, which of the following country or countries are members of Indian Ocean Commission? So the correct answer is C, that is Seychelles. So here is the map is given. These are the countries which are involved in Indian Ocean Commission and they involve Comoros, which is located in Madagascar, nearby Madagascar and in the Mozambique Channel. After Comoros, Madagascar, Mauritius, Reunion and Seychelles. These are the 5 countries involved in it, and this commission is an intergovernmental organization that links African Indian Ocean nations, as you can see in the map, and there are also 5 observation status given to the countries like China, India, Malta and European Union, along with it International Organization of La Francophonie. These are the countries and institutions which are given the observer tag. Now question number 10 is, Irbe Strait connects which of the following sea? So if you have concentrated on the last question, means yesterday's location based question, you can answer it correctly, and the correct answer is none of the above, because Irbe Strait is located in Baltic Sea and it is the main exit out of Gulf of Riga. You can see the map is the same which we discussed yesterday. So that's all in our today's MCQs. Hope you guys are liking the lecture, and if you want to contact us, these are the details. You can contact through any way you like. We are always there to help you and solve your genuine queries. If you want information regarding UPPSC examination and its test series, you can also ask. Now one question for you is that, who was the British painter who helped Ravi Raja or Raja Ravi Verma in learning oil painting? If you are focused enough, you can answer it correctly. We have discussed this important point in the last MCQ. So that's all. Stay safe, stay healthy, have a nice day and thank you.